Hi, and welcome to Missed It by How Much. This is the channel that tests sports hypotheses by using computer game engines. We're currently using Action PC Baseball and playing it as if it's OOTP in an attempt to guide the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2013 to a world championship. Today we're going to talk about shortstop and who deserves to be our starting shortstop. So there's two components to this. There's offense and defense. If we look at the two guys on top that are the main combatants or possibilities, we have D. Gordon and Justin Sellers. D has hit 247 for an OPS of 610. He's an excellent base runner. He can bunt for hits. He squeezed in runs. Sellers has between closer to 1/4 of the at-bats, between 1/4 and 1/5. But he's hitting better. He has 17 hits, an average of 304, and on base of 350, and a better OPS at 671. And he's an average runner. So they both, I believe, hit lefties better than righties. So there's no platoon system there. 321 for Gordon against left-handers. He's better at home than he is on the road. He's better at night than he is during the day. Looking at Sellers, he's much better versus left against a very tiny sample size. I mean, overall, there's not many at bats. We'll see as he gets played more if that average and OPS go way down, which I expect. He is better on the road than at home, and he's also better at night. So maybe that's the angle, a home road split where Sellers plays on the road and D plays at home. I don't know yet. Just looking at these numbers, I mean, it is a teeny tiny sample size. And as we go to that, we'll look at the defense, which is the other component to consider. And in that, Justin has played about 1/3 the innings as Gordon. So he has 2 errors, 2 great plays, and 7 poor plays, whereas D has many more errors. He doesn't, per inning, have as many poor plays. And to me, a poor play is as bad as an error. You're letting somebody get on base who shouldn't have. And a great play is you erasing those players. So if we just go with poor plays, let's just do that first. We have a total of 9 for Sellers divided by 148 innings he's played, or 148 half innings on defense. And that number is 0.06. Remember, you're looking for the lower the number, the better, the fewer. So 0.06, we'll put that in the memory. And we'll clear it out, and we'll go over to D's. Remember, just poor plays and errors added up. He has 10 poor plays and 17 errors. So that's a total of 27. And divide that by his innings pitched, or played, half innings are 449. And that's 0.06. So they're essentially the same in that sense. That per inning, they're about that often, a little less than 20% of the time, they're going to commit something that's going to hurt your team. But there's another way to figure this as well. and that is with the great plays. And I think those should count for something too, because when you make a great play, you prevent somebody from getting on base, and that's part of the equation. So if you add his poor plays plus his errors, that's 27, and then subtract the great plays, that's a total of 13. And we'll divide those by 449 innings. And that gives us 0.0289. Remember, we're looking for the smallest number possible. His total poor plays plus errors is 9, minus 2 is 7 for Sellers. So 7 divided by his innings played, 148. And that's a 0.047. And that is much worse. Because even though he's not committing errors, he's still, you can attribute this, the poor plays are hits that shouldn't be. And to counteract that, he's not making a lot of great plays. So technically right now, I wouldn't say he's doubly prone to making errors, but he's close to it. Versus this number, it's almost a 3. So at this point right now, I would say it's D, who, believe it or not, even with his terrible fielding percentage, whose speed helps bulk up the plays that he can make. Oh, I also forgot one other thing. Double plays. So let's take a look at that. He's had 10 double plays made in 148 innings for Sellers. So this one's easy, but we'll go through it. 0.067. So we're looking for the higher number here. We'll put that in the memory bank. Well, we'll try. That's not going to work. Let's try it again. Okay, 0.067. I'm going to add that and clear it. And then we'll look at D. And he has 32 double plays. Divided by 449. And that's 0.07 compared to 0.067. So he's better in double plays as well. So you can't just look at this fielding percentage and the run saves number. I take a look at the great and the poor, and the errors are included, and the double plays. Because you're essentially in a double play getting an extra out that you may not be able to get if you didn't have that strong a fielder. Plus, you also have to add up this component. He's a 6 in range. That helps the batting averages, helps against the batting averages of the opponent, whereas Sellers is a 5. So right now, believe it or not, and when we had Luis Cruz on this team, he would be the defensive replacement. He hit so terribly, though, that he could not be a starter. But his fielding was incredibly good. He had, at shortstop, 14 double plays in 134 innings. And he had 2 great plays, 2 poor plays, and 0 errors. So, and see, you can see down here, he saved 5 runs for us. If he was still available, he'd be an easy replacement for D when we get into important situations at the end of the game and we need to We have a lead and we're trying to just hold on to it. But overall, I think D is the better player. I might, it's hard for me to come to that conclusion. We're going to play Justin Sellers more in the near future and try to continue winning. If he keeps hitting 300, that's going to give us something to definitely think about. But my theory is he will start, his batting average will start going down. And as he goes down, just because he has this 959 fielding percentage, which is not great, to be honest. It's below average. And just because right now he's above that, he's about right where average is for a shortstop. These poor plays are just going to keep happening, and the batting average is going to keep going down. And he's not going to be a back defensive replacement. In fact, there's an outside chance he may not make the team. The only problem with that is for the playoffs. That's what I'm referring to. I don't have anybody else to play shortstop except Michael Young when he comes in September. So even Jerry Hairston Jr., who plays almost every position, that's one of the two he doesn't, catcher and shortstop. Anyhow, that is a surprise to me, looking at the stats, that D is actually a better defender than Sellers is. Again, small sample size. Maybe with Sellers' games played goes up, his batting average goes down, but his defense gets better. Just something to watch as we go through these last 2+ months of the season. I guess it's closer to 3. But that'll be something I'll look at as we go down the stretch. Who is the real starting shortstop? Who's going to get the majority of the innings? And do we have a replacement? Or are we just going to bite our tongue and hope in those critical 7th, 8th, and 9th in the playoffs that D can make the play? Because Sellers, as of right now, does not look like he's any better. In fact, he actually looks worse. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. We'll see you next time on Missed It by How Much.